wonderful. So Eunice Burnkrant and Mel Burnkrant have an old Victorian schoolhouse in upper state New York at a place called Cold Spring on the Hudson opposite West Point. You can hear the reveille and the bugles at West Point in the very early morning when they wake them up at 5 o'clock or something across the Hudson at West Point, or the military training place for the Army and so forth. I was, all my toys were gone, but the Burnkrants had the world's best collection of Disney toys. And where they live is in secret because it's in Cold Spring, but there's a windy road and it's very hard to find because they're afraid that their house will be raided by fanatic Mickey Mouse collectors who, some of them literally would kill to have a certain toy. That's the way fanatic collectors are. So they allowed me, after 20 years of friendship, to film their collection, of which you see just a smidgen in Mouse Heaven, because they have like 5,000 Mickey Mouse toys, all classified, all in perfect working condition. You wind them up and they dance, they play drums, they ride motorcycles and so forth. But I wanted to give a little glimpse. I call it Mouse Heaven, which is the name of their house. So that's the story behind that.
So when you were 12 and you lost all your toys, you'd already started making films. And do any of those films still exist, like Ferdinand the Bull and Escape episode that you made before Fireworks?
I don't know if they exist or not, because I seem, because I'm like a gypsy, I move around all the time. The worst thing I can do is when I leave my possessions with some friend, or friend in quotes. And I come back 6 months later and I said, oh, can I get my things out of your garage? They said, what things? And I said, well, that box that I left in your garage. And they said, well, we had, the Salvation Army came by and we had a lot of old clothes and things, and I guess that they took it too. So that's the way some of my things have disappeared. Other things, I left a trunk with Jimmy Page, who used to be with a group called Led Zeppelin. And he has he had at the time a huge house designed by Luytens, L-U-Y-T-E-N-S, one of the finest architects in England in the 19th century, surrounded by a moat, which gives the impression of the lifestyle of the rock, or the